All a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on pop.
We read Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, and it's about a man named Okonkwo who strives for power, and in the beginning he gains power by winning a wrestling match against Cat. Later on in the book, he accidentally shoots a clan member and he's ostracized from the land. He moved his family to Mabata and made a farm, and then after he was settled, later on, Christians came and tried making a church and tried Christianizing everyone there. When he moved back to his hometown 7 years later, they were already trying to be Christianized. Okonkwo tried getting his town to go to war with the white men, but no one wanted to join him, so he felt like a failure, and then later he committed suicide.
Today we will be interviewing Chinua Achebe and Okonkwo. Welcome, Okonkwo. Please step in. Take a seat, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you here. Glad you make it from Africa.
Thank you. Just for you, sir.
Okonkwo, the audience picked up from the book your connection with fire as a symbol. Can you please explain that to us?
Yes. I am associated with burning fire because dangerous anger is the only emotion I show. Just as fire feeds itself until it's left with nothing. I suppress myself like fire because I want to be more masculine. Just as fire feeds on itself until all that is left is a pile of ash.
Okonkwo, would you consider yourself a tragic hero according to Aristotle's definition?
Yes, I would consider myself a tragic hero because, as Aristotle described it, I had a tragic flaw. I was arrogant, impatient, and stuck with violence, which led me to kill myself in the end.
What happened at the funeral, where you accidentally shot someone? Why did they make you leave your town? Flashback in Okonkwo's head.
It was Esiah's funeral, and to honor him, we were getting ready to shoot the guns. As I was going out to shoot, my gun had just exploded, and out of nowhere, iron just shot him, and I shot him dead. Since it was a crime to kill one of your own clansmen, I had to leave. I had either a punishment of a male or a female, but since I accidentally killed them and I didn't do it purposely, I got the female sentence, in which I had to leave our village for 7 years, according to the earth. Also, they had to burn my land clean for the justice of the earth's goddess.
In your culture, what is your Umofian tradition and how did it affect you?
Our Mofian tradition was the fact that they had killed Udu's wife, and in return they have to give us a virgin, an atoned one, and a young male.
How did it affect you?
Good question. It affected me because I saw Ikemafuma as a child. I really started to feel for that kid, although I wasn't showing my expression towards him. He made my son Nawoi more of a man, and it helped me. And honestly, it led to my downfall because I care for the kid so much, and to kill him, I could remember him saying, "Father, they have killed me." Until this day, it just haunts me.
Chinua, can you tell me some themes of Things Fall Apart?
Yes, one is the struggle between change and tradition, and it deals with the tension about whether change should be privileged over tradition, and it often involves question of personal status. And Okonkwo resists the new political and religions because he says that it's not manly. The system of evaluate the self inspires many of the clan's outcasts to embrace Christianity. And like I said on page 153, and even in the matter of religion, there was a growing feeling that there might be something in it after all. Another theme is interpretation of masculinity. Okonkwo wants to rise above his father's legacy of being broke and weak. Okonkwo associates masculinity with aggression, and like on page 45, no matter how prosperous a man is, if he's unable to rule his children and women, especially his women, he was not really a man. The Igbo culture is so complex that I couldn't even translate it into full-out English. And I also point out many of the different languages of Africa.
What are your top 2 motifs?
One of them is Chai. Chai is an individual person's god.
What are your top 2 motifs?
One motif is Chai, and Chai is an individual personal god, and a Chai depends on your rank. For example, in chapter 14, a man could not rise beyond the destiny of his Chai. In other words, that means once you're born, you have a set Chai, and you can't rise beyond that god. Another motif is animal imagery. Animal imagery is used to naturalize their rituals and beliefs. The presence of animal in their folklore reflects the environment. An important animal image is the sacred python, which represents transition in a new religion order. For example, it was addressed as Our Father and was allowed to go wherever it pleases.
What are some symbols of the book?
One symbol of the book is the yams, and the yams represent hard work, dedication, and manliness. Okonkwo gains wealth by selling and producing yams. On page 28, yams stood for manliness, and he who could feed his family on yams from a harvest to another was a very great man indeed. Another symbol are the locusts. Locusts are a hint of the white men's arrival. It symbolizes downfall of their tradition. And in chapter 16, the oracle said that the white men were on their way and they were locusts.
How does religion relate to the book?
Nuo conforms to Christianity, betraying his Yumofomian society, and his father Okonkwo. The missionaries have already converted most of the local people, and the leaders of the Yumofonian clan organize a meeting, but in the end, no one wants to go to war with Okonkwo against the Christians. Okonkwo feels like a failure and ends up hanging himself. A quote from page 208. That man was one of the greatest men in Yumofolia. You drove him to kill himself, Wodo Beard said to the white men.